Alright, this should be a lot of fun. Today we are watching Black Bear Twins, and this comes from the Encyclopedia Britannica, which we have watched plenty of times before, publication date 1952. This is pretty straightforward. I think we know what this one's about, so let's just dive in, shall we? Oh man, we have a little bit of a mysterious musical cue here. That's fun. You know, already, just seeing that reminds me that most of the Encyclopedia Britannica programs we've watched so far have been in color, but this one's black and white. This one is especially old, which is just interesting. I just didn't really think about that. So this is like a very early Encyclopedia Britannica Productions is what that's telling us. But all right, here we go. Black Bear Twins, second edition. That's funny. I feel like I've seen a whole bunch of those lately. Like some people went back and actually changed these programs to make a second edition for some reason. Based on that, I feel like this must have been shown on TV, right? Like not in a classroom or anything. Produced by Encyclopedia Britannica Films, all right. In collaboration with Ernest Horn, PhD. See, that's what they always have. 1 or 2 PhDs just to be script supervisors, I guess. But this guy's from the State University of Iowa. That's funny. Another random university in the middle of the country. And then Arthur Gates, who is from the Columbia University, which less random, I guess. Yeah, this is like a more like natural sort of musical tone as well.
It is early morning. The wood seems still asleep.
Oh man, the resolution on this program is pretty low. I am having trouble seeing like any.
Sleep. But something is moving. A bear.
See, but that's what I love about this old sort of footage. It's like it's more true because it's like it's less refined. You know, like this really is just a black bear that somebody filmed with a camera. Which, like, yeah, obviously, it's just like, it's not in a zoo, it's not in an enclosure, it's not even like a whole bunch of people. This feels like one guy with a camera.
2 bears, 2 black bear cubs. This is Brother Bear.
Butter Bear? That's fun. So we got 2 black bear cubs. Hang on, so before we even get into this must have been staged, right? Like, unless they killed the cub's parent or something, like, I don't know how you get footage of 2 black bear cubs without really pissing off their mother. So I don't know, this might be like an entirely constructed narrative.
And this is his twin sister.
His twin sister? His twin sister doesn't get a name. We have Butter Bear, but no name for the sister. So we only know the brother's name? That's ridiculous.
They are black bear twins, not quite 1 year old.
Not quite 1 year old. What happened to their mom? Can I ask that question right now, just up front? What happened to their mom? Because I think I know, and I don't really want to know, but I need to ask. This is some crazy footage, though. This is just some guy in the forest filming black bear cubs wrestling, you know? Like, that's what you have to remind yourself. Like, there is no zoo or there is no, like, ambulance on speed dial. There is just some guy in the middle of the woods recording these bears.
Cubs, they like to play. Their mother is still asleep.
Oh, hang on. They were about to mention the mother. Let's hear what they have to say about his mother. I am not going to trust what they say about their mother. I think they're going to make some sort of story about their mother, but I have a different feeling.
Play. Their mother is still asleep and the cubs are on their own.
Their mother is still asleep and the cubs are on their own? Yeah, all right. Like some human is just filming their cubs the entire time while the mother is asleep. All right.
Now this is probably why they're so rough in their play.
That's why they're so rough, because their mom is asleep, not because their mom was brutally murdered by some hunters. They are really cute, though. This is always my favorite part of the green videos, is just getting to chill and watch some cute animals. Like, they actually look like humans, too. Like, the way they stand up and grapple with one another, it's like, it's a very human act to be wrestling like this.
Breakfast time.
See, that must have been so exciting as the photographer to get. That's who we need to pay attention to in the credits, is who is responsible for the photography, because that is pretty much like 99% of the work that went into making this whole program. So, like, we really got to appreciate the photographer here.
The twins are hungry from the long night and rough playing.
They're hungry from the long night and rough playing. Maybe they're hungry because their mother is missing. Again, I don't want to hit it home too hard, but like, they're hungry for a different reason, let me tell you.
Sister Bear has learned to look for bugs under large rocks. She tries to lift this one with her paws.
See, even getting to see that was so cool. Like the little bear trying its own little idea to move the rock. Like you really get a sense for their intelligence, especially when they're this young, to see them just acting like that. That's amazing.
She even tries to shove it aside with her nose, and she digs all around it. Beetle.
That one insert shot of a bug that came like weeks later, that they shot like weeks later.
Very tasty, but not enough for breakfast.
See, yeah, like how do you get an up-close shot of a bear's head eating from a hole in the ground? You know, like you must be really close friends with these bears. Maybe you even like imprinted on them, you know, like maybe that's the answer. I don't get how you get this close to baby bears without feeling a little bit of danger.
Brother Bear, meanwhile, is also on the lookout for food. There may be something to eat in this rotten log.
Oh, we had a little film issue right there. That's funny.
A nest of ants. Brother and Sister Bear like to eat ants and grasshoppers.
I can't tell if that insert shot was also taken like weeks later or if this is the actual branch that these bears are like trying to get into. I feel like this is just another insert shot that is not actually in the same location as the other ones, but maybe I'm wrong.
Brother and Sister Bear like to eat ants and grasshoppers and crickets and berries.
This literally looks like the same dead tree from the program we watched a few weeks ago, Life on a Dead Tree. Like, it looks like they're in the same area and everything.
But what are a few ants for two growing cubs?
That is funny. They are just licking the ants off the log. Like, there is no way of picking them up individually. You just have to lick the log and have your tongue pick them up. That's funny. I guess I've never thought about eating ants off of a log before.
To look for more food.
Like, aren't they the size where their mother should be providing them food? Like, isn't that the idea? Maybe they're a bit too old to be, like, nursing, but, like, I think their mom should still be, like, catching stuff for them. I don't know about the early life of bears. It just seems like their mother is really missing here. Dude, I bet this music is gonna get like copyrighted or something. It's always this sort of music. It's just like the plain classical music that somebody else has recorded a version of and has like the infinite copyright on it for YouTube for some reason, you know, like this music alone.
Sister Bear takes a good look at the young fir tree. No, nothing there. How about this tall tree?
I really hope these sound effects are real. I can't imagine they are because, again, this is a film camera in 1952. Is that right? 1952? This feels earlier than 1952, but like, I don't think they had sound with the video at that time. So I think we're just hearing sound effects, but I'd like to think that these are real. Like, that looked real. I don't know. Like, that's the thing. It's like, were they also recording audio at the same time? It feels unlikely that they would have done that just because, like, 90% of their audio is just going to be like empty bear grunts. So I don't think that's original audio, but I'm curious.
Brother Bear joins his sister. His nose is turned upward as he sniffles the bark. There's something sweet high up there in this hollow tree, he mumbles to himself. It could be honey.
See, I really just do not think like bear cubs would be going hunting for honey. You know, I thought this would be something that the mother would like show them how to do.
And honey it is.
Well, you know what? It looks like he knows how to climb trees already, so maybe he doesn't need his mother.
Up he goes after the honey. Good, very good.
See, again, though, did somebody put this beehive here? You know, like, I know that sounds crazy to suggest, but like, it's also crazy lucky for them to have just been recording these bears when they find a bee's nest. It seems manufactured. It seems like they got this performance because they, like, were expecting it. Like, again, like, how do they even get the cameras all the way up here? Like, if you're not prepared for the bear to climb a tree to eat the beehive, then you're not getting these shots. So they must have been prepared for this to some degree at least. So like, I'm just curious. I'm curious about how much of this storyline is manufactured and how much of it is just an actual bear finding a beehive.
Delicious. Never mind the bees. They're sort of annoying when a bear is hungry. But his thick fur...
Yeah, and again, especially because they're filming a beehive, right? Like the cameraman is not just exposed to these bees right now. Or maybe they are. Maybe that would be really funny to learn. But like you have to imagine that like the person filming this is like prepared for these bees enough to be like in a beekeeper outfit or whatever. But like you have to imagine if they weren't prepared for this, then like the cameraman would be getting like swarmed with bees right now. So like the only way you get this shot is by being prepared for it.
Protects him for a while at least. The more he chews off the honeycomb, the angrier the bees become. Now they're attacking his face, his eyes, his nose, until he's forced to give up and begins to retreat.
Like these shots of the bear climbing down the tree, is this all one shot from multiple angles using multiple cameras? Or did they make this bear climb a tree multiple times just so that they could film it coming down from multiple angles? You know, it's just like how much of a production was this actually? Because they have multiple angles and multiple shots of the same thing happening. So it feels very purposeful, every single shot.
On the way down, he stops once more to lick off some more honey that had dripped onto the bark. But now the bees are getting really mean. And so he hurries down the tree and away from the bees.
I do appreciate the narrator, though. The narrator is definitely giving, like, effort into this performance, you know? Like, he's definitely narrating it for children as well. Like, you can tell by just the voice that he's putting on that he is trying to captivate children by this voice performance. And it's working, or at least it's working on me.
Hide is burning from all the stings, and he feels very uncomfortable. This mud puddle is just the right place for him.
See, exactly. Was there just a mud puddle right next to that beehive for this bear to do this? Or, again, was this, like, set up like this? You know, like, did they want footage of a bear eating a beehive and then a bear sitting in mud? So they put these all next to each other. That's what I'm picking up on. That's what I'm feeling. But I can't prove any of that, obviously.
The cool, wet mud will soothe his burning hide. Next morning brings new adventures. Adventures that the Black Bear twins will never forget.
See, even like the lighting, right? Like I know it's hard to like parse the actual lighting because we're in a black and white program from the 1950s, but like the fact that these bears are illuminated on the bottom of the forest floor just almost feels like they're bringing in like studio lighting. Not really, it's not perfect lighting, but it feels better than like the lighting that you get at like dawn, you know? Like it feels like proper lighting at least. I don't know, I can't tell. I can't figure it out.
Twins will never forget.
Obviously this part had to be staged though, right? Like it wasn't just some nature documentarian randomly finding people walking through the forest. Like this part had to have been scheduled.
People in their forest. Here come Jimmy.
This whole thing must have been planned now that I'm thinking about it.
And their mother and father. They seem to have noticed something on the ground. What is it?
I like that 5 straight uninterrupted seconds of silence as our family looked at the bear print on the ground that we couldn't even see. You know, just another little editing, another little editing piece for you guys.
Father takes a good look. Seems like bear tracks, he says.
Dude, the fashion though, like this is what people wore to go on hikes in. You know, like khaki trousers, belt, white button down, like wool jacket. It looks like it's summer too. So like, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about these people's outfits here.
Baby bears, no doubt.
I mean, I guess the woman is dressed appropriately. She's in like this short, long dress, I guess. I bet she's not that uncomfortable with the temperature. But this man, I bet he's sweating it.
Oh, let's find them, beg the children. They look around
See, that's very funny too. Let's find the bears, the children said. Like,
for footprints of their mother bear, but there are none.
this is also like what I wish my childhood was. Just searching for baby black bears in the forest with both of my parents. Like, I just feel like nobody went into the forest like this with their whole family. Like, maybe, but like, I don't know. My mom and dad looking in the forest together. I don't know. I just can't picture it.
That's why Mother thinks the cubs may be orphans. Maybe they're hungry.
Cubs may be orphans. You know what? I'm right in that boat with you, girl.
Let's go to the camp.
I wonder if these actually are these adults' children, right? Like, are these the children of these people, or are all these people actors? I like to think at least they are a family, you know? That would be so messed up if all these people were actors. That would just, like, not even make sense, honestly.
And get some food for them, proposes father, and everyone agrees.
Where is this, though? That's kind of what I'm curious about as well. Like, is this just in, like, upstate New York, or is this, like, somewhere where they actually have black bears? Well, I shouldn't say that. I've actually started seeing black bears again around here, or at least I've started seeing them on the side of the road, which not that great, but like at least it confirms that there are black bears in this area. So I'm curious where this was actually filmed, where they actually just have access to black bears. Obviously back then it was a bit different than what it is now. Like you probably had a lot more black bears, a lot closer to civilization back then. Maybe not though, maybe it's the opposite.
In the camp, Mother unpacks the breakfast bacon. You can have this much, she says.
Some good old breakfast bacon. I'm glad we were still doing that all the way back then, too. That's nice.
The children decide to hang the bacon on this tree. Hang it low, Father suggests.
You know what? That's interesting to see what the bacon came in, though. It was wrapped in this, like, little paper sack or something. That's just, I'm always interested by that as well. Like, the little bits of, like, I just don't know, before plastic, like, what was bacon wrapped in? I guess paper. That's a question I never asked until watching this, you know?
Hang it low, Father suggests. Remember, they're cubs. Soon the sun goes down.
Hang on, so they're camping, right? So that's what this tent is suggesting. This is like a sick camping tent. This is like more impressive than any tent I've seen nowadays. And it's also funny that these kids are in like robes.
The children are all excited, waiting for the bears.
Oh, the mom is in a robe too. That's funny.
To come for the food. Mother suggests that Alice and Jim hide inside the tent. Otherwise, the bears may not dare to come.
See, they don't even sound scared at all that there are just like wild bears in the area. Like I would be absolutely nervous, at least. I would not be like, let's wait for them, you know? Props to the mom, right? Like I understand the dad not being concerned because that's just how men are, I guess. But like the mom with her two kids is just not concerned at all that there's bears in the area. I guess this is all set up. That's what I have to remind myself. This isn't an actual like real situation. This is all staged. I keep forgetting that.
Out in the forest, the bears.
But even still, even the implication that this mother doesn't care at all that there are bears in the area, like even that, I don't know, I'm picking up on.
Bears have been smelling the delicious bacon. And now that all is quiet, they come to taste it. It's dinner time and they're hungry.
This is really funny though. It is just bears eating bacon. That much I know is legitimate.
Piece by piece, they're chewing up the bacon.
Oh man, they even Lady and the Tramp that piece of bacon. That's really funny. This is probably before Lady and the Tramp, isn't it? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if these bears have seen Lady and the Tramp yet, is all I'm saying.
And they're looking for more. What a dinner.
Imagine finding bacon in it. Like, put yourself in the perspective of these bears, right? Like, you're walking through the forest and then there's just bacon on a tree, you know? Like, probably messed up these bears' expectations of finding food for the rest of their lives. Like, they just check the trees for strips of bacon for the rest of the time they've been alive. Like, this is the definition of, like, a lucky day in the forest for a bear, you know? Like, you can't imagine, like, the excitement a bear would have finding bacon in a tree like this.
Oh, he scared them away.
See, again, this is funny because I assume these children were not anywhere near this tree, right? Like, I assume they filmed that in, like, maybe even a studio, maybe not even outside, but just maybe somewhere, definitely somewhere far away from this forest. But they're obviously trying to suggest that those kids are, like, right off to the side by having the bears hear them sneeze. It's funny because somebody needed to scare these bears away to get the shot of the bears running away. And I know it wasn't that kid sneezing. It was probably like the cameraman like clapping very loudly or something, you know, like saying like, get out of here, you know? It's funny all the different techniques or actions that needed to be taken to get these shots. Yeah, dude, where is this? This is like on a resort somewhere. This looks like it could be like the Adirondacks or something. I don't know, but it really does look like well-preserved nature out here.
Next morning, the family is up with the sun.
Like they're just eating breakfast by this lake. Like, where are they? You know, like I know I just said that, but like, where is this place? I'm so curious.
The black bear twins are watching from their thicket while the family eats a hearty breakfast.
The black bear twins are still watching from the thicket, so their mom really isn't still asleep, is it? This is like days later, their mom is still just asleep somewhere. I don't believe it.
Soon the campers are ready to go fishing.
This is funny. What's the structure that they're under? It looks like something, but I can't tell what it is. Oh, it's their tent still. Okay.
This is just what the bears were waiting for. Like all youngsters, they love to explore.
Oh, the bears are raiding their camp now? That's funny. Again, this is all staged, but like, it's still funny that they staged this whole thing. This means that like, this must have happened to campers like all the time back then.
Sister is out in front. What is this, she wonders? It smells strange, it tastes strange, and it does strange things.
Really is crazy that I'm just watching bears from the year 1950 like play around in people's blankets. Like sometimes the reality of what I'm doing and what I'm watching just strikes me in such a way.
Maybe she better leave it alone.
Again, I just love how the narrator pronounces everything or like enunciates everything, you know? It is a really good performance on the narrator's part.
Brother Bear, what has he discovered? A ball. What a wonderful thing to play with. It may even be good to eat. He'll try.
This is really cute footage, though. Like, I am impressed that they just captured this black bear playing with this popped basketball. It's nice. It's fun. This is what I created the Green Channel for. It's just to watch stuff like this.
Enough mischief for brother. But sister is just making a new discovery.
Dang, that's funny. You know, they definitely did not plan for this bear to fall over in this shot. You know, like, that definitely just did that on its own. It's funny to think that like people actually would go camping like this. Like they would bring a big table with a tablecloth and like a kettle and glasses to fill with like OJ or whatever. Like it's so extra.
Her black nose wiggles with excitement as she fumbles around the strawberry jam and leftover waffles.
Strawberry jam and leftover waffles. Like, how do you even make waffles all the way out in the middle of nowhere like this? Like, I didn't see a waffle maker.
She settles down more comfortably in the chair and begins to taste the food. She likes it. It's sweet like honey and crunchy like young roots.
Sweet like honey and crunchy like young roots. I like that. I don't know why, but I like that little saying.
But now, how about that plate over there? It is a little out of reach.
Maybe this is why bears were raiding so many people's camping grounds back in the days, because they just left out all their food on a table like this. You know, like, you're supposed to pack that stuff up afterwards. Like, what about the bees? Like, I just know when you go camping outside and you have, like, sweet, sugary stuff, like, you're gonna get swarmed with bugs, too. So the only real way to go camping is to put your food back when you're done with it.
Brother Bear hears the noise. And so do the children who are just coming back from fishing. The bears better get away, and quick.
Again, I'm curious about how they got these shots of the bears running. Like, how do they motivate the bears to get running so that they can get the shot as if the kids are about to get them? You know, like, how do you motivate the bears? You know, it's probably just food. It's probably like a big steak that somebody is waving off screen to get them to run.
They race down to the lake.
But even that, like, how do you get the bears to run to the lake and jump in? You know, like, I just don't know how you direct something like this.
Like bears are good swimmers. And soon they're safe on their side of the lake, running back to their part of the forest and to their mother, where they can rest safely after their exciting adventure with people.
Back to their mother, where they can rest safely? Yeah. Let's see if they show us the mother. Nope, that's the end right there. That's so funny. I really thought there was going to be a few more seconds or something. No, that's it. That's the end. There's no credits. We don't get to learn who the photographer was or anything. Well, that was a lot of fun no matter what. That was still like an enjoyable romp into the forest with these black bears. Like, I like how this is like the earliest form of like nature education that children were getting, right? Like, children were being taught about the animals that actually lived in their surroundings. You know, like, this isn't about like African animals or something. This is about the black bears that are in your backyard right now, which is interesting. Besides their mother being missing, this was a very enjoyable little program. It definitely has like all the hallmarks of a nature documentary, you know, like even all the way back then with the black and white cameras, they still had this like nature documentary format nailed down. Like, they knew how to film these programs, they knew what shots they needed, and they knew what people would want to see, like the bears going through all their stuff and falling over and stuff. Like, they very clearly understood the assignment when they set out to create this, which is just so impressive when you realize how old of a program this is. I guess it's not that old, it's from the 50s, but like, it's still pretty old. This is probably like the oldest like nature outdoor documentary I've watched so far on this channel. I bet there's older, but I haven't watched them yet. So this is the oldest I think I've seen so far. And it's pretty much in line with everything else we've watched on this channel so far, which is interesting. It's just like we were making nature documentaries as soon as we could, really. I think the most impressive footage is just of the bears doing their own thing. Like, that's always the coolest part, is just seeing the animal behavior captured so early. This was a fun watch. This is definitely a more childish watch, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I actually think that's a good thing, that we were teaching kids about like wildlife and outdoorsmanship. You know, like, I think that's something that's sort of missing from our children's education nowadays, is like actually going outside and seeing wild animals. Like, I don't know if these bears exactly count, but seeing a bear in the wild definitely counts as seeing an amazing wild animal. So I understand why we're trying to teach kids about this sort of stuff. I think that's all the thoughts I have. So I'll just say that if you enjoyed watching this and would like to help support this channel, you can follow the link in the description that'll take you over to the Internet Archive. The Internet Archive is where I get all these old programs from. So if you want to support this channel, go over and leave them a donation. And with that, I think we're ready to cut to black.